Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into some calculus. Specifically, we'll be differentiating a function that's the product of three factors. So this is our function. Let us differentiate this one. So as you can see, we have three factors being multiplied. The first factor is x squared. The second factor is the sine value of x, and the third factor is the cosine value of x. So, to do this, we'll use the product rule for to differentiate this function. We need to use the product rule for the three factors. Let's break it down step by step. Okay, so first step, let us identify each factor. So the first term can be represented by a variable u of x, okay? And that being the first factor is equal to x squared. The second factor can be represented by the variable v of x. And v of x is equal to the sine value of x. The third factor can be represented by the variable w of x. And this third factor is equal to the cosine value of x. This is the second step. So to differentiate our given function, we need to use this formula. F of x equals to u of x times v of x times w of x. Okay, so we can see that this function is the product of three factors. And according to this formula, if we are going to differentiate this kind of function, this a function equal to the product of three factors. So if we differentiate this one, this is the result. Okay, we just replicate this expression here in the right hand side. Replicate. Okay, we copy this one thrice, but the difference is that the first, okay, they are congruent expressions, but there are differences. So this first ident here, you only differentiate u of x. In this second addend, we only differentiate v of x. And in the third addend, we only differentiate w of x. Okay? This is the third step. Let us find the derivative of each factor. Okay, so u of x is x squared, but we need to differentiate this first factor. So u prime x is equal to 2x. V of x is sine value of x. Now, if we differentiate this factor, v prime of x, so sine of x equals cosine value of x. Let's have the third factor, w of x is equal to cosine of x. Now, if we differentiate this third factor, so the, the derivative of cosine of x equals the negative sine value of x. So we're now able to get the derivative of each factor. This is the fourth step. So using the formula I have presented a while ago, we just have to do the substitution. right? So we know very well that the u prime of x is equal to 2x. The v prime of x equals cosine of x. And the w prime of x equals negative sine value of x. The rest of the terms are just copied and paste. Okay, this is the fifth step. Okay, so let us simplify each term. Now let's have the first term. So we multiply 2x by sine value of x times the cosine value of x. Since these terms are dissimilar, they cannot be combined immediately. So we can just show the multiplication of these three terms as is. Let's have the second term. So we are multiplying x squared by cosine value of x and by cosine value of x. Now notice that we are multiplying two cosine values of x. Now because we are multiplying two cosine values of x, the product should be cosine, the square of the cosine value of x, cosine squared x. So cosine cos x times cos x equals cosine squared x. X squared remains the same. Let's have the third term. So we multiply x squared by the sine value of x by the negative sine value of x. Okay, so notice that we are multiplying two sine values of x. So if we multiply these two sine values of x, the product will be or should be sine squared x. Okay, and the negative sign here implies the product or the factor -1. So that can be by virtue of the commutative property, -1 can be put or can be placed in the front beside x squared. Okay, let's have the sixth step, right? So if we combine those terms from the fifth step, this is the result. So the derivative of the given function is equal to the sum, okay? The sum of these three terms. But the last addend is negative, no? But it's still considered addition because this is the additive, the negative additive. But we can still uh, simplify this. Okay, so recall the double angle identity. Cosine value of 2x equals cosine squared x minus x minus sine squared x, right? So let us simplify this one further. So notice that in the last two terms, x squared is the greatest common factor. So that can be factored out. So in the seventh step, we can see that x squared has been factored out from the last two terms, leaving only cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And as what I mentioned earlier, we can use the double angle identity. Cosine value of 2x equals cosine squared x minus sine squared x. So we can replace this expression here by cosine value of 2x because of that double angle identity. This first addend here remains as is. And finally, this is the derivative of our function. So the derivative of the function f of x equals x squared times sine of x times cosine of x is equal to 2x times sine of x times cosine of x plus x squared times cosine of 2x. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this explanation helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of new videos. See you next time.